Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, you, my darling, are in the right place. And if this is not your first time, first of all, I know it's been a while since you last saw me, and it's been a while since I last saw me recording. Oh my God. So due to laziness and improper planning, I sort of kind of just paused with YouTube. Well, truth being told, the semester was a roller coaster. So if you're lost, let me explain. I have just completed the first semester of my medical journey, and it was tough, but I thank God because it ended well, very well. Actually, on today's video, I will be talking about the gift of men. I mean, the power of relationships. When I'm talking relationships, I'm not talking about romantic relationships. So let me just save you the stress in case you're wondering. So I will tell you guys about the story of my life, not really the story of my life, more like what has happened in the last 5 months, because this is December, in the last 5 months up until now. So before I moved to a new state and before I started school all over again, I was working. So as at the time I started this YouTube channel, I was working, and first of all, my place of work was wonderful. When I say it was wonderful, like I'm talking about the people there. I ended up just loving my co-workers. I didn't even see them as co-workers anymore. I saw them as family. I'm not even exaggerating. Like I saw them as family. I just love them so much that it was so easy for me to pray for them, because honestly, when you're praying for something you love, you pray for it with your whole heart. You know what I mean? The thing is, I had to resign though. I had to resign in August because school was starting August. So I resigned, and my last day of work was, I think, August 10th. And I remember that day, my coworkers got me cake. And one of my very good friends, or coworkers, ex-coworker, I should say, made sure that the cake was chocolate cake because I love chocolate so much. They also got me this card that read, "Go change the world." You know, they believe in me more than I believe in myself. And then they ordered food. It was a send forth party, like celebrate. Yeah, I ended up crying, but I didn't cry at work. So I didn't cry at work. I cried after work. So when I went home, it hit different because I'm like, oh, so I'm not gonna go back there. Oh, I'm gonna miss them so much. You know, it was tough for me to leave, but you know, I just had to leave. Anyways, so 2 days after my last day of work, I had to relocate from the state I was, which was Maryland at that time, to where school is, Indiana, the new state. And I remember I was thinking of flying and then shipping my things, but my mom and 2 of my friends, they just advised me, girl, if you want to save money, put your belongings in your car and drive. But me, I was thinking of the distance, the amount of time I would spend on the road, because I'm just like, Maryland to Indiana, that's like what, 8 hours? Well, when I googled it, it was 8 hours, but I'd never driven for that long before, so that was kind of like my fear. So a very good friend of mine actually volunteered to come and take me from where I was to Indiana. And fortunately for me, one of my friends who lived close by called me, and she was like, Esther, how are you going to Indiana? I said, driving. She said, yes, I know, but who's going with you? I said, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And she said, you know what, I'll come and drive you. And I was like, oh, Jesus. She sacrificed her time just to come and make sure that I will get there safe in one piece and I will not be bored while I drive, because she's an expert in driving. Before I was born, she was driving. So she knew exactly what she was doing. We stopped by at Ohio, so I got to see my sweet cousin and my wonderful friends who live in Ohio, the same area. So, you know, we saw, we hugged, we laughed, we ate, we danced, and it was wonderful. And so the next day we continued the trip from Ohio to Indiana. By the time we got to Indiana, it was like really early in the morning. And by the way, the apartment, that's this place I'm staying, my friend helped me to find this place. You see why I'm just like, God placed wonderful people in my life that I'm so grateful for them. Okay, let's continue the story. Anyways, so I moved in when the apartment people, they were ready for me, or when they had opened. Basically, I moved in and settled, everything good. The good thing is this place where I live is close to everywhere, stores around. And after settling, I just made sure I had food for the week. Basically, just got 1 or 2 things. Didn't necessarily cook, but just made sure to stock up, you know. So the following week was orientation. Orientation week went by like smoke. And when it went by, school started the following week. So when I tell you, I literally didn't even have time to breathe. Like, I am just breathing now that I'm on break. And once classes started, that's when it started to hit differently. The work just started to overflow. The overflowing of the work brought overwhelmness, and that was what brought about my tears, my crying. And look, there were times when I asked God, I was just like, God, is it okay if I leave school now, like just run away from here and just go start up a business, or the money you've given me, let me use it to invest or something. I was having thoughts like this and having this kind of conversations with God, and I'm just like, no, there were times like that. I cried, but you know, eventually I'm here now. I had people I could call, people I could talk to, not just people here, but like my friends from Howard, my undergrad. Oh my God, shout out to you guys. I love you so much. There's this group chat that we have, and you know, the group chat, you check up on each other, you gist, you laugh, things like that. Another amazing thing about the group chat, the group chat that we created, is that we did this thing where we would pray every week. There was one time it was working out that we'll pray once every week, but because everyone's schedule is like different, time differences and all, because people are in different states, so the time difference also was a factor. So usually we just pray whenever people are free, and we're like, oh, is anyone free? Let's pray. And so I remember the most recent one I remember was when I felt super overwhelmed the week of my exam. And I don't know, I'm just like, why am I even feeling anxious and overwhelmed? And I put it on the group chat. I was like, hey, is anyone available to pray? One of my friends saw it and she was like, call me, I'm available. I called her. Another of my friends saw it. She was like, okay, I'm available, add me to the call. Another of my friend was like, oh, I'm just seeing this, add me to the call. And then we were just on the call together. I told them how I felt. And then another thing is, on that call, I was like, I know you guys are also going through your own stuff. I know you guys have your life. So is there anything you want to share? Do you want us to pray about anything? And then, you know, it was a together community, sharing, loving. And then after that, we prayed together. So that's one sweet thing I really love about my friends. And I remember that day on the call, my friend heard me crying and she was like, Esther, are you okay? Why are you crying? I was like, I'm crying because I'm just grateful that I have you guys. Like, moments like this reminds me of when we were physically together back in undergrad praying. And then I'm so glad that we're still able to do this, even if we're in different states. And another thing that gives me joy is that we're all still in Christ. That's a huge testimony that I'm just very thankful for. Another set of people I am so grateful for, my online Bible study. Woohoo! Yes, my online Bible study group. Awesome people. So we meet twice every month. So every other Friday, not every Friday, but every other Friday we meet. And this is my own way of advertising my Bible study. So, and the amazing thing about this Bible study is that it's not just one person preaching and then everybody will just like share the grace and then we'll go home. No, it's more like we have a brief exhortation, and then after the exhortation, we definitely study the Bible. So it's not like we're just coming to gist or laugh and then we call it Bible study. No, we make sure to study the Bible and get lessons learned, apply it to our lives. And then the amazing thing is people with questions. So if you have questions, maybe not even about what we talked about that day, but then if you have questions regarding life generally, maybe regarding what God is saying about one relationship or the other, or what God is telling you about your family or something, it's a very interactive Bible study, and it's with young people. So people of my age, people older than I am. It's very interactive, a very, very interactive Bible study that I love so much. I've grown so much from attending our meetings. And look, if you want to join us, I've put the link to the group me. So you are more than welcome to join us. We'll be more than happy to have you. So yay! Another set of people I am so thankful for are my classmates. Yes, they're really smart people in my class. Like, when I tell you my whole class is filled with smart people, look, the next generation of doctors, y'all better be ready. We are coming. Yes, my classmates are awesome. It's also a very lovely support system in school. You know, even if sometimes we are all overwhelmed and things like that, we find time to be humans. It's not every time we're reading. It's not every time we're locked up looking at slides and just, you know, thinking about our lives and what we're going to do. No, no, there are times we actually go out, have fun, and it's been an amazing journey with you guys if you're watching this. And a big shout out to my professors. I cannot emphasize how wonderful my professors are. I don't think I've ever been in a place where the professors are this supportive. No, for real. Like, I'm not even trying to, you know, come and hype my school, hype my professors, but this is like my personal experience. My professors are so sweet. Like, there are times where they'll actually bring snacks to class. Like me, you know, I love chocolates, so they'll bring chocolates. I remember the last week of school where people were just overwhelmed. My pharmacology professor brought this whole big bucket of chocolates, and you know me now, I like chocolates, so yeah, she just like passed it around class. My professors are wonderful. My microbiology professor, she's always feeding us with snacks. If you go to her office for office hours, she's like, oh, feed yourself. Even my pharmacology professor, like, she'll literally stock up her office with snacks because of us. They are just awesome. You know, I was telling my sister the other day, like, this whole medicine is a world of its own. You need the right set of people. You need the right set of environments to function right, because it's already a lot of work you're doing mentally. And so if you don't have that support system, if you don't have friends or even professors that want to see you succeed, it's harder. It makes it harder. So a big shout out to my professors. And I obviously cannot end this video without saying a big thank you to my family. I mean, my biological family. So, because I know I call everyone family, loved ones family. I'm talking about my biological family now, like my mom, my dad. Oh my God, Mama Bear, she is my best friend. Everyone knows this. Like, I talk to my mom every day and she's just awesome. She's like literally my financial advisor, my prayer warrior. I love you, Mama Bear, so much. Papa Bear, my dad is the sweetest man I know. Like, Dad, if you're watching this, big hug for me. Don't worry, when I come to Nigeria, see, I'll also start shedding tears. So my family is not here with me. They're all the way in Nigeria. But when I tell you the support is crazy. My first sister, who's also a doctor, so she knows the struggle, not the struggle, I should say, she knows the blessing of being a doctor, and she's been here. She will call me, if it's not every day, she's calling me every other day. And she'll be like, Piggy, how are you? Because she calls me Piggy. She's like, Piggy, how are you? How was class? How are your group study members? Did you study the way I asked you to study? Did you do this? Did you do that? She's super caring. So thank you so much, my sweet sister. They call her my twin because I look like her a lot. And then my brother is always, checking up on me and making sure. He's like, how are your finances? How are you doing? How's everything? Just keep the fire burning as in, make sure, how's your relationship with God and things like that. So he's there to keep me in check. My second sister, who is also my prayer warrior, my spiritual counselor. I could do a whole video about my second sister because her life, oh my God, her life is a whole testimony. So thank you so much for being there. So much, Derek Salter, if you're watching this, God bless you. Your text messages have been wonderfully encouraging to me. Thank you so much. Like, these little things, like some of these things, they might seem very little, but they mean a lot to me. So this is a very big thank you video to my friends, my family. If you've been there for me one way or the other, through your prayers, through your thoughts, through your support, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful to God for you. And thank you to my mentor, Sister Faith and Joko. This is just to say a very big thank you to you. You have been an awesome mentor to me. You have been wonderful. Every time I talk to you, I know that, God literally uses you to speak to me. So a big shout out to everyone who has been there for me one way or the other. And I want to say this: if you have friends, family, people that have been there for you, please appreciate them one way or the other by showing them love, reaching out to them, praying for them. Your prayers go where you can't go. pray for them, love them, and just, yeah, thank God for their lives. So that's really what this video is about, the gift of men and the power of relationships. If you made it this far to watching this video, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, because on the next set of videos, I want to share with you guys what God has put in my heart. I'm so excited. There will be proper planning this holiday plus next semester. So yay!
I got grace everywhere I be, with blessings falling on me. There's nothing too hard for the God that I serve. Tell me, why should I be?